Hi, this is Dorothy Mashburn, and welcome to Salary Negotiations Made Simple, where we talk about how to actually get paid what you're worth, starting from that first interview. If you've ever walked out of an interview thinking, that went well, but then never heard back, or got an offer lower than you expected, you might be making this one mistake. Let's fix it. Here's the deal. Most people, especially high performers, show up to interviews and do this thing that I call task telling. They walk through everything they did with the hope that when they show the details that they're into, it's going to showcase to the other side that they really know their subject matter. But the problem is that they never tell the interviewer why it mattered. They don't connect the dots. That's a big problem. Because when you don't tell your story in a way that shows how you move the business forward, connecting the dots easily for the other side to hear and understand, it's hard to justify a top-tier salary. Let me give you an example of a client. We'll call her Amanda. She was interviewing for a senior director role. She had the resume, the experience, all the boxes were checked. I mean, there was no question that Amanda was qualified for a senior director role. She could even be qualified for a VP role. The hiring manager even said, "You are everything we're looking for." But after the final interview, there was crickets. She didn't get the job. Why? Because when they asked her about leading cross-functional teams, and we found this out as we were dissecting everything and she was recalling how she answered the questions, she talked about cross-functional team leadership in a way that made her sound like a task doer. Things like we used a RACI chart, I set up weekly syncs, I made sure everyone stayed on track. Was it accurate? Sure. Was it memorable? Not at all. That's task telling. And it sounds like she was coordinating a lot, but not necessarily leading. Now, what we did was we flipped and used more strategic terms. So directly said, I led a team of how many people? 12 across R&D, marketing, regulatory, finance to turn a $5 million product launch that was 6 months behind. We launched in 90 days and we preserved $2 million in revenue. See how big of a difference this makes? So she sounds like somebody who has led the business forward. This is what we went with. Other ways she could have improved was our go-to-market campaign was missing sales enablement tools. I pulled together sales and product to co-create a toolset that helped close 3 new deals with the first month of launch. Other areas we fixed was, instead of saying she launched a product, we talked about our go-to-marketing campaign was missing sales enablement. I pulled together sales and products across the globe to co-create tool sets that helped close how many deals? 3 new deals within the first 3 months of launch. Another area was post-implementation concerns. Customer complaints were rising, and I initiated a feedback loop with support and engineering, and within 6 weeks, we reduced implementation-related tickets by 40%. See the difference? There is now scope and scale, there is now leadership, and there is even metrics to show how she moved the business forward. Same Amanda, same jobs, but this version, Amanda is a leader. And Amanda does deserve a bigger salary. So you may be asking, what does this have to do with salary negotiation? Why does it matter? Here's a mantra to remember. Interview performance is part of your negotiation strategy because you don't get to negotiate a $250,000 salary if they think that you're doing $150,000 level work. Every story you tell is setting the ceiling for your offer. And if your stories are flat, your comp is going to be the same. So what can you do? If you're stuck in the I almost got the job limbo, start here. Think about all of your experience and do an honest assessment of if they're talking in terms of impact to the business or are they simply listing tasks. If they're simply listing tasks, there is your opportunity. You need to reframe your stories. You need to focus on the impact and how you change the business. Show them that you are the leader that deserves that top-level compensation package. You want help doing that? I'm hosting a free workshop tomorrow how to get interviews by fixing the one thing you've overlooked. We go deeper on positioning, storytelling, and how to actually sound like the high-level candidate. Links below. Grab your spot now. And please like this video if it helped. Drop your questions in the comments. What's your go-to interview answer that you want to improve? Please subscribe to the channel for more ways to get paid more without playing the waiting game. See you next time on Salary Negotiations Made Simple.